Hey Plastic Model Builders, it's me, Ari Stone, your host with Plastic Model Builder. We are painting the Saturn V 1/144th scale from Revell. We are also going to be doing a review, so stick around so you can see that and we can show you all the great detail of this model. So let's get ready for some model making madness. We're going to make it look pretty. I made some masks in the last video. I put them on here. I did them kind of wrong because I got the pattern wrong, so pay attention to that pattern on this little cone here. It's not like a crisscross, it's more like one on top and three on the bottom kind of deal. So just make sure you get it right. I wasn't too concerned about some of the paint job with some of the insides of this because it's not exactly the most accurate of models. So I just kind of did what I did. I had a little bleed through there, but no sweat, I take care of it. And this is what I'm talking about right here. Take all this tape off. See how I got a crisscross pattern? It doesn't really go like that. It's more like two on one side and then one above it and then two on the other side. You see I sprayed the paint this with black. It was easier than my airbrush. At least I thought so. Maybe you will do it your way. Anyway, this is how well it turned out. I sprayed myself a little bit of black on the newspaper there, and I'm just going through and touching up little areas, and then I get black naturally on other places I don't want it. But right here was easier for me to just do it this way than to tediously mask off this little area. I am spraying an aluminum color right here. This is for the service module. You can do it how you want. You can wrap it. You can use alt clad. I don't care. It's however you want to make it look pretty for you. That way it looks as realistic as you want. This is just how I did mine. Also do the same thing with the command module. That probably could have been a little bit more shiny. I maybe could have wrapped that in foil. I just didn't feel like doing it with that one because that would require me to measure stuff and I didn't want to do that. By the way, subscribe, comment, and like. Remember, we always do live chats when we do these videos, so watch with us. We try to put one out every Saturday. Might change that back to every other Saturday. We shall see how that works out. I am spraying some Model Master Metallizer, titanium buffing metallizer. I don't buff it, and it is going out of stock soon, so you ain't gonna be able to get it. I like it because it kind of makes engines look like engines. Just my little thing, that's how I do it. Spray them. Got 5 of these engines right here, so I had 5 of the other ones. A couple of other nozzles, one for the lunar module, one for the service module, and one for one of the mid stages as well. Putting in a little bit of a gold touch up onto this. Foil would have looked better, but this thing was so small I did not feel like going that extra mile for this thing. It sits inside of this whole capsule. And now I am spraying everything with some Pledge floor wax. I'm not saying that's the right thing to do, but that's how I did it because I sprayed a flat coat on everything. And now I'm just spraying this Pledge on the white parts where I know it's going to get decals. I sprayed it all on this. If you follow the directions, it tells you to put some decals on that white portion there. They do not get any, but it does right here where it says USA. You see I got the number 2 there, and there's a 3, a 4, and also a 1. As well, we have these right here on the fins. They go on each side. So I'm always showing you one side. You got your American flag. Lines up right there with the centers of the white portions, and as well the center of this section of the kit. More or less the rocket. Pull that United States up a little bit closer to that, I don't know what you want to call that, grooved side. Then you got this little thing. I'm assuming these go in the right spot. I didn't really do much research on this, so I'm just kind of putting them where the instructions told me to. I made it look pretty for some model making madness. They got these, they go all the way around each one of there. You got 4 of them. There's a couple of them. Then this, you could see how I messed up here. It's supposed to be white on the next one over. So while I spray paint and take care of that, we will do the service module or the lunar module right here. The bottom portion's got an American flag and that says United States on it. There were also decals for the command module, but I looked in research and I didn't actually see anything that said United States on it unless it burnt up. They do have that for the service module. They are out of scale. They look really big, at least from what I saw. So now this is the right spray pattern. You can see what it looks like. We've got these white ones, they go right here. And this goes like that. And then you got that little, that was where the hatch will go. Yes, tube glue. It returns. That's right. Because it holds really well for these, and I don't have to hold it that long. Plus I wanted a good bond for my engines. Right here, another engine goes into the bottom of the service module. See how that goes, lays pretty. And then this is one of those upper stages. Gets one engine with 3 little ports on there. Press it down all the way as best you can. Got some glue on there. It's tube glue. What do you expect? Just dab it, it'll go away. We got this right here. Gets a nozzle. Make sure it's in the center. When you press it down in there, see it's real good. Just do that, and it lines up perfectly. Not really. That's why you got to make sure it's in the center. So these, they don't fit all the way in the bottom. That's why I went all the way around on there and then just gave it a little twist. Hopefully those stay because it was painted inside of there. We'll see. Once those are on, you attach it to the stage that it goes to. I just took my tube glue, went all the way around, gave it a twist. I'm not sure how it was supposed to line up. Hopefully it works. This here is the Revell 50th anniversary 1/144th Saturn V rocket. So it is the Apollo 11 version. You see it right here in all its glory. Let's talk about it. It comes in many different stages. We see it has a base right here that it clamps down onto. You can unsecure this just like this. You have to be careful with it because a lot of these pieces are designed to come off. So we see this right here. We've got our engines right there. Got 5 of those. We will stick this carefully back in this stand momentarily. Fits just like that. Pull these clamps down one at a time. There's one on each side, and of course there are little pegs that these sit down into, so it sits firmly on the base. So we have right here, this is the cap. You can pull this off. Inside is also the command module, which you know can sit on top right there. Now in addition to that, if you twist this like this, the command module comes off. You can see it's got an engine right here. This can come off. This can free float. Of course, that's the ejection right there. We have this right here. Have to be careful. If you pull these out, just like so, you now have a lunar module, which is right here. This would be the Eagle. It's got folding legs, so it can come out and land just like that. As well, if we twist carefully, this will come out and up. Just be careful that you twist the right way so you know it kind of can come up like that. We'll stick this right back in there, make sure it lines up. After that, we have the next stage, which is right here. Twist carefully. You see we've got that engine right there. We have this cap that pops off just like that. Then we have this stage, which you see right here. Twist this piece off very carefully. Now it's kind of rude and crude and rudimentary, but that's the stage and how its rockets look, just like that. You can see without all the pieces, that fits in just like that on different stages. And then of course, as I showed you earlier, this, the base, and that. When you put these together, you have to make sure they line up properly, not hard or complicated. It's got these little tabs here, so everything basically fits into place and twists. Just like so. we have this piece right here. And it does have certain areas to which it will align, so just pay attention to that. Just like this. You see how everything comes together nicely. Take this piece, it has marks here so you know exactly which way it goes. And this will fit perfectly right back on top, just like this. Once that fits on top, we have this, you got that line right here, which will line up with whichever pieces come all the way up to the top, which is right over here. So make sure this fits down nice and secure inside of that, and then just twist. And that is already secure. You could take this, as I said earlier, close it back up, put this right inside of here. It can rest nicely the way this is designed. Close these up. Assemble this, twist it on. Make sure everything's capped up. That is how it's assembled. So let's talk about it. It does have some seams to it. You will need to go over those very carefully. It is not the most detailed model in the world. It's kind of less detailed than what it should be. In fact, the detail on it is not very accurate. The instructions with painting could be done a little bit better. If you're doing the Apollo 11 version, the painting instructions are completely wrong, so you need to ignore that. When you do the Apollo though, pay attention to these rings right here, because when you paint those, they're not grouped equally. It's actually a staggered pattern that's a little bit different. There is no black band that goes around the base that are in the instructions, so just ignore that. I never saw any pictures of the command module having actual United States emblems on there. Maybe they were there, but I couldn't find them, so I just excluded. But this is the model for what it is. It's decent. I didn't mind it for today's price. It is from an old kit from way back when, from I'd say the 1950s, but it's definitely not the 1950s, even though it seems that old because the Apollo wasn't even around then. So probably a late 60s, 70s kit. I don't know whenever they did this, but this is it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like. Remember, we always do our videos. We're trying to do them every Saturday. That still might change. Until next time, as always, see ya.